What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today on Madden 23, and it's more kind of Aaron Rodgers-ish stuff, but pretty much promise that after this one, that's kind of the, end of that, if you will. The only thing that would maybe, bring him up again would be like, if we did a Packers rebuild because the Packers do some crazy stuff on draft night, but we are now, as the Jets here, for a speed rebuild where we're going to try to build this team up to become a Super Bowl champion in 1 year. As far as like a normal rebuild goes, it would be pretty unlikely to see this roster with these overalls win the Super Bowl in game. Whereas in real life, there definitely is a chance, right? Breece Hall looked amazing before getting injured, and obviously Hardman is a speed demon. Garrett Wilson is a true number one, and Al Lazard, he can provide, some good support. Obviously, Green Bay was kind of using him as a number one. You're not going to see that in New York. Well, it is Rodgers. He's kind of stuck in his ways. Offensive line is good enough, definitely good enough, and then defensively, definitely a better unit than he is used to in Green Bay. But can we make this team better? As far as real life goes, it's a good unit, but we could definitely get better safety, so we can maybe, trade two corners up to get another better number two, and, maybe try to get a couple of linebackers that are a bit better offensively. I don't know if I would want to change much, just because I kind of want to see what like Rodgers, Hall, Wilson, and Hardman would get up to. But at the same time, maybe, I don't know, like Lazard, to me, is kind of like a tight end, really. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what his overall is at tight end before we go anywhere. He's an 80 overall tight end. I kind of like that, though. I kind of want to just sit him at tight end, dude. I think I'm just going to keep him at tight end. So, yeah, I don't know. Other than maybe one wide receiver, because we could put Hardman at the slot role, I don't think we're going to change anything about the skill position players, if you will. So, maybe offensive line, upgrade that a little bit, and then defensively, maybe some linebackers, safeties, basically one of everything other than DT1 and cornerback 1. But because this team is an 81 overall, that would mean 9 minutes on the clock, because you start with 10 and you lose a minute for every overall over 80, but because of the back out glitch, or that's what I call it anyways, the glitch where you basically have to back out for the trades to fully set, otherwise you move on to the next trade, and then you kind of don't have the assets that you just had or lost. It just gets messy, so you have to back out every time. We always add 2 minutes to these rebuilds, which honestly, depending on the trade amount, isn't probably enough, because you probably lose, 8-ish seconds, maybe more, backing out and going back in every time. And obviously, if you do like 10 trades, 8 times 10 is a number. I'm not going to do the math itself, but, but that's pretty much that. Let's get into this and hopefully win ourselves a Super Bowl. 3, 2, 1, and go. Once again, offensive line is kind of the number one need here. Oh, I forgot about Zach Wilson. If he's still star, which I'm not sure he's going to be, that could result in some value. Let's see if we can get like some sick trades. So Joe Mixon's cool. Poyer would be nice. Amari Cooper is interesting. Jonathan Taylor, Kendall Fuller, and Payne. Oh, AJ Brown, Kyle Pitt. These are some good trades, dude. And obviously, you're 9 times out of 10 going to get higher value when you're trading off in this trade finder. So will we get any better than this? I don't know. I'm having a hard time passing on Fuller. I think I'm going to take this. Get myself a corner, get myself a DT, and do 2 in 1 rather than the wide receiver situation there where you get one guy. But that was a decently high value trade. Obviously, quarterback is super valuable. I do kind of want Amari Cooper now because they're willing to trade him. I would probably do Elijah Vera-Tucker. I don't want to lose Elijah. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to do it. Okay, so we lost a linebacker. We lost a lineman, but we did get a wide receiver, and it didn't take all day for me to fiddle with it. I do want AVT back, though, so if I can get him back for, minimal, I will try this. So let's get him back if we can. Left end, Jermaine Johnson. Do they not want him? I would have thought that would have been like a 1-to-1. Okay, let's move on from that. What about Levante David, Devin White? I would assume Devin White straight up, but Jermaine Johnson might have less value than I thought. There you go. So a downgrade, but more speed, I guess, with the Mosley trade. Obviously, It's going to be a bit costly on that cap penalty, but it is what it is. So who do we have left? We got rid of Corey Davis. We have 3 wide receivers. We'd obviously like some depth at that position, but we can live with that. What about these 2 guys? Any value? Lineman, running back, left tackle, pass rusher. We could use Leighton Vander Esch would be a nice trade. I think we should go for that. I feel like I get more than that. No? Am I wrong? Like, that feels low. Like, linebacker is, like, so easy to trade for, but I guess these guys aren't the youngest guys in the bunch. I'm going to try to not back out and see if it's not going to glitch out on me. Let's trade, just some bulk here. Left tackle is obviously not going to have any value. We need some more offensive linemen for sure, but we're in a good spot, I suppose. We have 2 DTs, but they're not really, and specifically Payne, not really the type of DTs I'm looking for. We could actually go back to the Browns probably. Okay, so you're clearly not getting a good value out of that. You can go back to the Browns. Maybe even get Mosley back. Maybe. He's kind of on the older side, right? Okay. I kind of want him back because he's good value because he's old and, he's not the best, dev. But there's a nice little trade. It took a 3rd round. The only thing that really sucks about doing the real-life trade with for Rodgers, the Packers thing, is that they have the Green Bay Packers projected as such a high draft pick, which is just unlikely to happen, right? Dwayne Brown is not going to be tradable, but we're going to put him on the list because I want to upgrade the position, and I suppose if I'm not going to use him, there's no point in keeping him. We're doing an okay job here. We actually have all those corners still. Didn't get a new safety, but that's okay. Any greens? I highly doubt it. Was it the Rams? I don't know what the hell I'm going to get off the damn Rams, though. Havenstein would be a slight upgrade, I suppose. Havenstein, and that's honestly it. Like, let's just grab him. I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe like a 4th. It's probably going to be a 2nd-round pick one of the years. Okay, so 3rd next probably isn't going to do it, but since it's 68, I'm going to try it. Oh, that hurts. This is where we're going to lose some time because I'm going to trade a 2nd round and I'm going to want a 4th back, and they're going to be like, sorry, can't do it. I'm going to get a 5th in general. Oh, that's all right. Okay, fair enough. 7 minutes left. Looking good. We got 2 good corners. We got 2 good wide receivers. Still kept a lot of the original players, which is kind of fun. Offensive line and safety would be nice to get. So we have our tackles. Technically, I think we should trade Becton, actually. He's a superstar, and superstars go for more than they probably should at times. What can we get? Can we get like 2 linemen? Is there any team with like 2 linemen that are interested? The Browns are really not interested. The Buccaneers. Ryan Jensen and not Wirfs. Let's actually just go to the Browns. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I couldn't go to the Browns because they didn't want the trade. Chargers got a couple. I mean, they're not great, but Lindsley, who would rejoin with Rodgers, which would be kind of fun. Do we have any safety-age? I'm trying to think of, like, they don't really have a safety. Asante, there's no way we get all this. Yeah, they're like, so you can have Mekhi Becton. We don't care that he's a superstar. The Chiefs, maybe? Creed and Tooney would be obviously insane. Can we do, like, I mean, I'll give up that 1st-round pick. Okay, Quentin Jefferson might be. What about I just do this? No? Okay. Yikes. I'm willing to trade, like, the rest of our bulk for some linemen. Anyone got any linemen they're willing to part away with? So Batonio, Teller, Conklin. That'd be 3 linemen. Ooh, it's doable. It's doable, but our clock is dripping. What about Connor McGovern? He's a decent player. Okay, not quite. I mean, I'd be willing to get rid of Conklin on this trade. I don't think that's going to be the bulk of the value, but if we can just knock that... No. I need to trade picks that are actually there. Oh, my God. I can't really get rid of Teller, can I? Denzel Ward, Njoku, Greg Newsome, and Conklin. No. I don't want to accept the offer. I guess. I don't really like it, but I guess. Oh, my. All of that for those 2. Oh. I mean, we got 4 minutes left. The value, it is what it is. What can I do? So what is our situation here? We have all those corners, which we need to maybe trade up for a safety. I kind of want to keep DJ Reed, but we don't really need to. Nah, I'm not going to. Screw that. Free safety, strong safety wouldn't hurt. Let's see. Let's see if we can get someone insane. All right, Jamel Dean, Sneed. Any actual safeties? Hufanga, I guess, but that would be a little bit of a drop-off. Marcus Peters, Bobby Wagner's cool for a 1 year. He's actually really good for a 1 year. I need a safety. I need a real safety, and I think the Bills, even though they're superstars, they're on the older side. Surely we can get one of them. No? Really? Is it really like Dev is that crazy? What about Antoine? Antoine isn't that good of an overall. I doubt we're going to get this, but I'm just, I want to make sure, I want to make sure that I'm not over trading. Like, I'll take the trade straight up for Antoine Winfield because he's a high overall, but I just don't want to trade more than it's worth. I probably didn't even need to, and I did. But I said I didn't need to offer that 6. I thought it was maybe the red interest player dragging it. Are you serious? What are they even saying? I'm not going to read that. I don't have time. Thank you. Okay, we're making a lot of trades, though. All right, I don't know how many of these trades are actually benefiting us, but we're making them. What else do we have? I think I'm just fine with living with our edge rush. Not that we have much of a choice anyways at this point. Davis probably adds a little bit more value. Chuck Clark is going to stick around. So we have 3 linebackers. Kind of want to get Bobby Wagner because his name just kept flashing in front of me. So we have 3 linemen, 4 linemen, 5, 6 linemen technically. And, I mean, there's not really much more we can do. This is where I would probably like to, if I can, get Bobby. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Bobby Wagner. Was there another position? Quandre Diggs would be a nice little upgrade, but that's never going to happen. We don't really have much. Oh, okay. I was about to. Okay. Quandre Diggs has quite a bit of value to him. Who the hell did I just trade off, actually? I traded off some decent safeties, in fairness. So we have 2 minutes left. We can upgrade the lineman by trading off. I'd rather keep Devin White, to be honest. Leighton Vander Esch. And the center for... Actually, we have 6 linemen. So the center, Leighton Vander Esch, and Mekhi Becton. If we can turn this into, like, multiple good linemen, that would be nice. Can we get, like, Jordan Poyer and Deion Dawkins? I wouldn't hate it. Oh, man. They don't have any linemen. We're not going to get anyone worthy on this team. What the hell did I want again? I want a lineman and a safety, I guess. Not really going to see that here either. We're actually doing a really good job here. I ain't going to lie. Not going to get Terran Armstead, but we're going to try. Holland and Armstead would be great. Oh, man. Mekhi Becton has, like, no value, by the way. What about Lindstrom? They don't really... Oh, yeah, they have Bates, actually. I was going to say, they don't really have a lineman. Yeah, they do. I mean, at this point... Oh, man, this is not good. We're running out of time. We're doing a really good job, and then right there at the end, it just sells. Darren Waller is kind of interesting to me. We are losing 2 linemen in this trade, so I would actually rather not do that. Okay, well, I mean, Darren Waller is probably worth it. Didn't really want to lose Lazard as the starter, but at this point, it's bigger than him. 4th round, please do. We have 40 seconds left. Oh, wow. Okay, that's not good. We're kind of running out of time here. There's no way they take Strevler. I was just hoping because he's a quarterback. Clock is dripping here a little bit. Oh, what about... You need a new team doctor? You need a new doctor? Schweitzer? There's no way we're about to choke this trade, bro. Clemens? There's no way. We sold the trade, bro. I can't believe they did that to us. They're actually going to do that to us. I mean, last chance. Oh, that's loud. Well, we got our wish. Al Lazard, my boy. So now I'm not obviously going to actually trade Becton and like get something for him, but I'm just curious, what is he worth? Why is he so low of value? All right, the moment of truth started with an 81 overall, finishes with an 86. Would have liked to see 87, but didn't really do as much for the offensive line as we thought we were going to. Did end up leaving a couple of extras, though. Conklin and the middle linebacker. Was trying to get a tight end Waller, but, considering we are kind of, side-wise, trying to see what, the Packer, or the... I seen Rodgers and I thought of Packers. So you're trying to see what the Rodgers, Hall, Wilson, and Lazard can get up to, and I guess Hardman. Try to keep some of it, especially in the offense, more intact. I would have probably looked to replace the tight end immediately, but last second I was just kind of like, what can I do? Because we weren't getting an offensive lineman for the trade. I was like, I guess I'll try to go tight end. If I wasn't trying to keep the team, intact, I would like to see Lazard. It would be a little costly for Lazard to play tight end for the money they paid him, but it probably, I don't know why Green Bay and, maybe the Jets haven't tried Lazard there. He literally blocks 24/7, and obviously he's not the most agile guy, and obviously he's like 6'5", 230. He's really just a tight end, dude. Like, just put him at tight end, see what happens, but we'll see what happens there. And then defensively, didn't really upgrade too much. We just see a little bit more silverish. DT2 is an upgrade, but it's not really the type of DT you need. You already have Quentin Williams, who is basically like a nose tackle, but he plays like he's not. He's able to, but you have the two corners now and upgraded. So basically the main upgrade was linebacker and DB, which were, in fact, very big upgrades, right? This free safety went up like, I don't even know, like 8 to 10 overalls. Cornerback 2 went up like 6 to 8 overalls. Linebackers, I don't even know the number, at least 10 to 15 for most. The team's a little more balanced. Let's see what happens. We're going to run the Jets scheme because, that's kind of half the point. And I also just want to make sure everything is correct. Don't know what the Jets scheme is like in the game, but I guess here we are. All right, here we go. Headed to the playoffs. If we win, we're in. We win 10-7. I don't know if the Bills are going to do that well, but this kind of, similar-ish to what I would expect. Like, I kind of feel like the Jets aren't going to win their division, but there's a decent chance that they're the number 2 team in that division. It's a tough one. I don't know if Rodgers, I feel like getting traded, I don't know if Rodgers would help the Packers, but it does feel weird that Rodgers would be like, I want to go to the Jets. It definitely feels more of a like, you can't fire me, I quit, Like, there's no way he would have chosen to join the Jets when it's a pretty tough division right now. This isn't your Tom Brady AFC East. This is your one of the better divisions in the league, assuming Tua's back to, form, and, obviously you have the Bills, and then obviously with Rodgers joining the Jets, and the Jets already having a pretty good roster, and a very well-coached Patriots team, it's not an easy division anymore. But long story short, here we are. Let's take a look at the numbers, and once again, changed nothing. It's the Jets scheme. If the Jets get this out of Rodgers, they don't even care if they lose the first game of the playoffs. The trade's worth it, right? Like, it's an exciting season for the Jets, especially at quarterback, which they never have, and it would absolutely be worth it already. And obviously they're in the playoffs, so that's a bonus. Breece Hall with a pretty good season. I'd expect more from him in real life. Garrett Wilson, really good. Cooper, decent. Hardman, solid enough for the number 3, and then Allen Lazard, as a tight end, not bad. Offensive line, not great, but good enough. Tackles, 2 guys over 120. Sack totals, very low. Didn't really increase that position too much, but didn't need to, right? It was a really good unit as is, and I didn't want to change it because it just would have felt like a waste of time. Winfield with 4 interceptions. Sauce with 3. Kicking, not bad. Punting, pretty damn good. Kick return, punt return game, pretty weak stuff. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. Who won everything? Josh Allen with MVP. Rodgers must have been on the list, right? Number 10? Really? And then Teddy Bridgewater is the Packers quarterback. Anytime a team needs a quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater's like, I'll take the check, please. It's like, he's just chilling, dude. Best quarterback for the AFC, number 3. So Pro Bowler, which is obviously, something, I guess. But let's go in and see if this Jets team can win a Super Bowl. Sadly, having to play against the Chiefs, who just won a Super Bowl in their very first game here. I don't know, but what can you do about it? All right, going to the end of the game. The Chiefs starting out with a nice drive for a touchdown. Jets with 3. Chiefs with 7. I need this Jets defense to do better, though. Like, offense, you kind of expect, maybe not the greatest, but this defense has got to do better. 11-14, nice start of the second half. 17-11, that's a weird score. This team has a chance, though, right? Now up by 1 now. Defense, like I said, needed to do better. And what did they do? They did better. 4th and 15, get the field goal. 2 minutes left. They're going to give the Chiefs a chance here. And they didn't! The Jets defense Rodgers regrets nothing. If this was Green Bay, he would have lost by 45. Like, holy crap, the defense went off. They absolutely went off. Not a great game from Rodgers, but definitely good enough. The yards are good, obviously. Rushing, kind of tame. Hardman went off against his former team. Cooper did pretty well. Alan Lazard did decently well. Garrett Wilson, nowhere to be found, really. Sack totals, Chris Jones and John Franklin Myers. And then they're kind of unknowns doing better than the rest of our team. So I'm not really sure how the defense did what it did. It must have just been coverage that's just locked down. But not bad. I'm trying to remember what happened in our Jets rebuild that we did with Rodgers over a month ago. That's how long this trade has been working. But yeah, what actually happened with this? I know we lost one game against the Bills. Did we lose both? And we lost both. So, they always say the hardest. I was watching the Bucs game that they had a colossal sell. Obviously, Jimmy Butler went off, but they're like, the Bucs have led all game thus far, and it's and those before the run, it's well, something's usually got to give, right? And something gave, unfortunately. We haven't won a game against the Bills. Will they win all three? Something's got to give, right? Hopefully. Well, here we are against the Bills. Can we make it to the championship round? You can see on the other side, Dallas is in the championship round over the Rams. I wonder where the Packers ended up finishing off because, they projected us, them to be a 28th selection in the draft, which would have really helped us if it was more realistic where, in real life, Green Bay is probably a top 15 pick next season, you would imagine, considering they were a top 15 pick with Rodgers, and they lost more talent. Look at the defense, dude. The offense obviously cooking up nicely, too, but the defense just locking up in these games in the second half. And they're headed to the championship round, beating the Bills for the first time this season. It's the biggest game of them all. And Rodgers putting up numbers. This has gone nearly perfectly. Al Lazar with 3 touchdowns, the man he trusts. I don't know why he trusts him, but he does. When's the last time we've seen a tight end put up 3 touchdowns? And, of course, it's when Lazard is switched to tight end and he's playing with Rodgers. What are the odds? This is strange, man. And here it is, the Bengals versus the Jets. 86 overall Bengals, 87 overall Jets. Can they make the Super Bowl? It's been a hell of a run. Totally worth the trade no matter what. But can you really look good with the trade? And this wouldn't make, unless Jordan Love is literally the worst quarterback of all time, this wouldn't make Green Bay look bad either, because just because the Jets are doing well with Rodgers doesn't mean that the Packers would have, right? They went 8-9 for a reason, and you can blame the injury, whatever, but the talent on the team is definitely, the Packers are in a rebuild need mode right now. So, you can't just be like, oh, well, look at them. They made a stupid mistake. Although I will say it's not looking great right now for this Jets team. They do get the stop. Going backwards, 3rd and 15, you need it. 1 yard short, I might have to come in. This is unprecedented territory, but I'm sorry, you have to go for it in this situation. You have literally no choice. 1 yard, I don't care if you're at your own 1, you got to go for it. It's just too easy. You have to go for 1 yard every time in the playoffs. Every time. I don't care what the score is. Unless, of course, you're in field goal range and it's going to give you a 2-possessioner. But, beside that, offense is still moving. We basically gave them the... They got it! They're headed to the Super Bowl, they are! What a drive! Who said Rodgers isn't clutch? Besides, a lot of people. They're in. You could say I helped them, but I really just told them to run. Really? Wow. Joe Burrow with 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Rodgers throwing 2, but still a really good performance. Completion percentage through the roof, so you'd maybe argue that maybe it was a dropped catch that led to a pick. Garrett Wilson with 11 catches, 8 for Lazar. A lot of completions in this one. So it wasn't like the percentage was great because the completions were low. It was just a really good game. Quinnen finally waking up. Interceptions for their guys, and... the Jets are headed to the Super Bowl. I was debating. I was like, do I even really need to make this video? Who even cares? A little speed rebuild. Definitely validated now. Making the Super Bowl definitely makes you feel like it was worth the decision. Let's take a look at any dev-ups the team may have had. Garrett Wilson perhaps did not go up in dev. Not dead. Lazard didn't go up in dev either. Let's take a look at the defense. Winfield, I think, was the only guy that went up. Even Wagner is still normal dev. It is what it is, though. The team is in the Super Bowl. We're happy. The Jets are happy. Their fans are happy. Green Bay's pissed. Kind of. 86-87. Let's see it. All right, going to the end of the game. Dallas. I mean, it seems like we give up a touchdown run in the first drive every time. 14-7. 21-7. This is not looking good. 21-14. Wow. Defense is really struggling, but this is usually when they tighten up, and that's not going to happen. There's still a chance. They're not giving up. Oh, that's a huge drive. No way. No way. They've come back. No way. And they get the stop. A minute left. God, this is so annoying because they're running the ball. They're going for overtime. Come on. There's no way this team is making the comeback here. There's zero chance. They get the touchdown. Field goal wins it. 4th and 4. They lost all of this to lose. Oh, man, that's harsh. All right, the only chance for a field goal like block, I would say, or a miss would be us coming in here, not actually doing the block, but just being in here. Usually the AI hits this every time. So let's see if they can do it. Blankenship for the win. It's up, and it is good. You cannot blow the opportunity like they did. EA's poor coding, in fairness, did cause us to not go for the, for the drive at the end there. 57 seconds left, and the team just runs the ball out. Maybe it happens, maybe. But if you put up 42 points in the game, you got to feel pretty confident in your offense, right? I think you take the chance. But unfortunately, all the way to the Super Bowl, an epic one, but just falling short. Dak Prescott, I mean, every team is throwing like 5 touchdowns on us. So in the end, Rodgers still kind of gets the same situation with Green Bay where you're, doing a damn good job. Wow, Garrett Wilson, what a game. Tyler Conklin on the Cowboys. But, doing the thing, and then the defense lets him down. I mean, 45 points. Of course, the kicker misses a field goal. Of course he does. This game only went to overtime, Let down by his teammates for another time. How many times can the man have that happen to him? The Bradys of the world have elite defenses that, while they're stinking up the game, lock down the other team. The Rodgers of the world have defenses that give up averages of 30-plus a game. Oh, what a disaster. But that is going to be that. It was still a hell of a season. It was still a hell of a run. Like I said, I think the Jets would be absolutely thrilled with that result. Let's take a look if Rodgers sticks around. It's actually kind of crazy that Green Bay got that trade that they did where they're going to get that first-round pick, assuming Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps, which I know you can't assume, if someone was on the same team, on a different team that the injury would still happen. But if Rodgers got injured, either way, like Green Bay can't really do anything. Like they can't really be mad or whatever because it's like, well, if he stayed on the team, that could have been him injured, and then you'd really look dumb. And then if he gets injured on the Jets and doesn't get that 65%, you just got really unlucky. But no matter what, I'm surprised he's still here at 80 overall. You're getting that extra second-round pick anyway. So all the people that were, kind of crapping on the Packers and saying how greedy they were and they have no leverage, you're looking dumb. I'm just going to be honest with you because Green Bay, considering the outlook of Rodgers, seems to be at most 2 years, but like 80+% chance 1 year, especially if the Jets don't come close to their expectations. The Green Bay Packers got a haul. Richard Sherman's little rant he had where he's like, Rodgers got disrespected on his way out. Brain dead take. Absolutely brain dead. It was like one season where the Packers didn't really get him the help he needed. Sure, they could have added a little bit more talent while Devontae was there. But you got to remember, before like 2017, Rodgers had maybe the most talented cast for like half a decade. He had a really good group of receivers. He really did. Really brain dead take. And at the end of the day, your Rodgers is asking for a lot of money, and he's taking a lot of money. I know the Packers did spend a little bit on defense over the years, and maybe should have added a new wide receiver. So I will say, I don't know why they weren't just at least picking in the draft. Like the Packers have always been a team that third, fourth round wide receivers, and they just develop them. They just stopped doing that for a little bit once Devontae came around, but Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. It's like, he's like, nobody fears the Packers now that Rodgers is gone. It's like, do you think Rodgers is playing another 5 seasons? The man basically almost admitted that he was going to retire if it wasn't for the trade rumors. So, like, what are you talking about? If Rodgers plays another 5 seasons, sure. But as it stood, it almost seemed like Rodgers was barely going to play one more year. You know, this isn't a 32-year-old Rodgers that the Packers just traded. Like, you know, I wish them the best, and it would be cool to see the Jets do well because, you know, they risked it on an older guy, and they had a couple of other options. But, like, the idea that the Packers forced him out, you know, considering the way Rodgers kind of was, like, approaching everything and ghosting the GM and all this, like, you know, I'm not saying he deserved it, but he's not innocent. He's not innocent, simply put. But that's going to be it for this one. You probably, if I posted a video a little earlier, which is kind of similar to this, but I'm not actually like rebuilding the team myself. I mentioned that the relocation series is probably going to be held off till next week. I was hoping I was going to have it up on Monday, and then I could have posted a bunch of different, you know, preseason, and then week 1 and week 2, week 3 before the draft, but that's just not going to happen. It's so close to the draft, and the draft is obviously going to get a lot of attention in the Madden and NFL world in general, and probably from me, so there's just no point in kind of rushing that. So next week, probably Monday, I would say. Not guaranteed, just in case there's a bunch of different rebuilds I want to do and need to do, but probably Monday is the look. Sometime next week for sure. So lock it in. Put it on your calendar, because I know everyone still A, has calendars, and B, would care that much to write it down, that it will be next week 100%. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Don't know what tomorrow is going to be. At least a Steelers episode, maybe 2, who knows. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays. And the biggest thing you can do for me is let me know what you guys think the Jets are going to finish. And I guess on the other side, who do you think Green Bay is going to take at 13? I would say wide receiver, tight end. I think at this point, especially since they have more capital to trade up with, you don't go tight end at 13. I think you trade up if you want to from the second round to like 30, 31, 32 for a tight end. I don't know. I really feel like the Chiefs are going to take tight end, though. So I'd be worried about some of those teams needing tight end. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited, and let's see what Jordan Love has in him. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya.